It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. 2 children have been taken to hospital after a Samsung washing machine at the centre of a safety recall caught fire in their home at Arcadia Vale in southern Lake Macquarie. Fire crews were called to the house in Glade Street at 6:30 last night, quickly dousing the fire and removing the burning machine from the house. The fire was contained to the laundry. There were no serious injuries and the children were taken to hospital as a precaution. Unions have labelled the latest job cuts at Newcastle shipbuilder Forjax a catastrophe for the region's manufacturing sector. The company's major naval destroyer contract is drawing to a close, and with no certainty of more work, around 150 jobs will go from its Tomago site within weeks. It represents more than a quarter of the workforce left there, and the remaining jobs hang in the balance. Tim Ayres from the Australian Manufacturing Workers Union is blaming the Abbott government for sending contracts offshore.
This is a devastating blow for the Australian shipbuilding industry and catastrophic for heavy engineering in the Hunter Valley. This is absolutely the result of Tony Abbott and the federal government's neglect. It's absolutely avoidable, and 150 workers today are going to pay with their jobs for the neglect of the federal government.
A woman has died after crashing her car into a fence in Newcastle last night. The 61-year-old was driving her blue Honda Jazz along Honeysuckle Drive at about 6 o'clock when she lost control of the car. Paramedics performed CPR before rushing her to the John Hunter Hospital, but she died on arrival. Police are looking at whether the woman suffered a medical condition just before the crash. The Hunter Business Chamber is welcoming a number of measures in the state budget, including those not aimed directly at business. $5 million towards the Hunter Valley Flood Mitigation Scheme will see the project maintained, with the establishment of a $24.3 million strategic disaster readiness package for the state, also set to help Newcastle in future times of crisis. Chamber CEO Kristen Keegan says this will ensure the region will be better supported during natural disasters like the April superstorms.
Making sure that we're prepared to prevent, first of all, and where natural disasters do occur, respond accordingly to these sorts of disasters. The more we can do in that space, as we've seen recently in this region, the better off we'll be.
Meanwhile, the state budget's roads funding for the Hunter has been given the thumbs up by the NRMA. Around $250 million will be spent on local roads, including the final stage of the Newcastle Inner City Bypass, the widening of Cormorant Road at Kooragang, and the upgrades of the New England Highway at the Maitland roundabouts. However, the Glendale Transport Interchange again missed out on cash. Maitland Council is holding a drop-in session tonight to inform residents of the proposed waste transfer and recycling facility. The facility will replace the existing landfill site at the Mount Vincent Road Waste Management Centre, which is expected to reach capacity in the near future. Council's Environment Manager David Sim is urging residents to go along.
The session's at Sandrock Hill Community Centre this evening, and it's between 6 and 8 o'clock. People can just drop in, have a look at what we've got on display, have a chat, ask some questions about what the proposal really is, and if they've got some ideas or thoughts that they would like us to consider and build into the EIS process, then we'll happily accept those.
Sport for our sponsor, newcastlecheapestcars.com.au.
Newcastle forward Corbin Sims says he's ready to go head-to-head with the Broncos this Friday, despite heavy setbacks on the team. The Knights will leave for Brisbane on Thursday afternoon, leaving behind suspended forward Cade Snowden and injured Jack Stockwell, David Farlongo and Chris Houston. Sims says they've got their work cut out for them.
It's going to be up there. They're going to have a nice big home crowd for them, and obviously they've got a lot of Queensland representatives in their side, and looking forward to the challenge really. And I'm ready to that challenge. I'm still trying to work on my game. Just got to try and get a good balance.
Meanwhile, Bulldogs halfback Trent Hodkinson could be joining the Knights with his contract ending this season. The 26-year-old is in talks with Newcastle, having met with Chief Executive Matt Gidley yesterday. And in soccer, the future of the Jets will be up for discussion at another forum tonight. This one will allow members of the broader Hunter footballing community to share their thoughts with the A-League CEO and other officials. That's sport. I'm Jacinta Lee.
2 NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.